You know our next guest from Juno, the X-Men franchise, Inception, and Whip It, and now Oscar-nominated actor Ellen Page joins us now with her co-star from her latest project, the Umbrella Academy, Emmy Raver-Lampman. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
So we're going to get to the exciting new show in just a second, but Ellen, at first I do want to start with the recent headlines that we've been seeing about you. You're kind of everywhere right now, using your platform to talk about the systemic marginalization and oppression of people when it comes to LGBTQ rights, when it comes to First Nations people. Why is this so important for you?
I mean, to me, it's common sense. This has to be important. How can we not want to, in general, in our day-to-day lives, or especially if I'm privileged enough to have the platform I have, to want to have a conversation and fight for there to be less suffering, and to have these conversations, because these communities are so silenced, and because there's a lack of representation in media. You know, a lot of these issues aren't understood or known, and that's a huge problem. And yeah, it just seems like, especially in this time, this is what we have to be doing. This is essential, and nothing I'm saying is controversial. It's truly about equality and change, especially for the most marginalized.
You mentioned issues that aren't necessarily known, and I think one of those terms might be environmental racism
Yeah.
that people haven't heard before.
Yeah.
And this is actually happening in our country, in your home province of Nova Scotia.
Horribly so, horribly so. And this is a perfect example, again, of communities that have been silenced. Activists all over in Canada, particularly First Nations people who are disproportionately affected by this, and people of color in Nova Scotia. And people need to understand this. And they've been fighting for decades. Like, what I'm saying isn't new at all. I just have this platform, and of course I want to amplify those voices, and I encourage people to look into this and educate themselves. Because, you know, the pulp mill in Pictou, Nova Scotia is causing incredible damage. It's making people sick. And First Nations people have been horrifically disproportionately affected. And Nova Scotia and Canada needs to step up and be a climate leader, because we all know what we're facing. We all have the information, and how could that even be questioned? We have to be radical, and actually the radical thing is wanting to continue to pollute the world and make people sick and somehow justify it. Anyway, I just think it's impossible to not be having these conversations right now.
Emily, I noticed you nodding, and you're working with this firecracker,
yeah.
only in day-to-day life, but also on this incredible new show. What's it like working with Ellen and the rest of the ensemble cast?
Oh, I mean, well, we were the girls of the show, and we got to spend so much time together, and she's an amazing partner, scene partner, and so supportive. And this was my first TV show. I've never done anything on film before, and so she just was there every step of the way. And you know, the on-camera relationship we have is also the relationship we have offset. And that speaks for the whole cast. This cast is unbelievable, and I think the family dynamic that is the heart and soul of the show, and is the reason that we all fell in love with it, exists off and on camera.
Okay, so that dynamic you guys are talking about, we actually have a clip from the show,
Yeah.
so I want to let our viewers take a look for themselves.
There is someone out there who's trying to stop me from preventing the apocalypse.
We need the full force of the Academy.
Bingo.
Yay, sisters. Yay, sisters.
Yay, sisters, I love that. You guys have superpowers, and your superpower is influencing what people think.
Yeah, altering reality, influencing people's decision-making. Some people say the ability to manipulate people's minds. I don't know if I love that.
It's cool. I mean,
but I can't say that Allison hasn't done that. So, you know, maybe I haven't come to terms with how she's been using her own powers.
Ellen, what's it like to return to TV with a show like this?
Oh my God, it's so thrilling, and it's been such an amazing experience. I'd been wanting to do it, to experience what it's like to live with the character, you know, over this 10-hour experience for the audience, and it was one of my favorite experiences I've had, one of my favorite characters I've had, and this group, Emmy and our fellow castmates, are just so phenomenal. And getting to shoot an ensemble, so then a bunch of it you're not in, and then you get to watch it. And I just was so moved by, like, as much as this is visually captivating, the music stunning, the effects, these amazing sequences, this show is deeply emotional. It has a really strong emotional core, and I think that's what makes it, in terms of this genre, sort of new and special.
Passion on the screen and passion in real life. So, ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you for having us.
You can catch The Umbrella Academy on Netflix tomorrow. We'll be right back.